still be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready.
Hey cuties, and welcome back to another video. Today I have around 200 CC items for your Sims nurseries. As always, you can find links to everything in the description down below, and I'll also make sure to link my Build CC playlist so you can find more Build CC over there if you are in need of it. And without further ado, let's get straight into this. I hope you are all doing well. This video was actually so long in the making. I started saving nursery CC things to my bookmarks in my browser for the longest time. Like literally ever since they announced infants, I was like, oh my god, this would be such a cute idea. And for some reason, I never got around to it. I think I wanted to do it when I visited my boyfriend at the beginning of the year. I was like, oh, let me do this. And then in like the whole pre-recording, it just got lost. And now I just remembered. I was like, oh yeah, that was an idea that I had. And I saw all of this cute CC that I had saved and like new things that came out, and I just really wanted to do this. I think it's so exciting, like getting new Build CC. I've been saying this in all of my recent Build CC videos, but like I am hooked, okay? And it's not good. I've been getting rid of cast CC to, you know, free up the game, make it run more smoothly, and now I'm just filling it back up with Build CC. This is the state of my life right now. Don't come for me. I don't know why that happened. It's just so cute, you know. And then every pack you get always has all of these million items, and I don't know what I want to keep because they're all so cute. And especially in this video, there is some items that are so adorable, like mostly nursery things, but I think a lot of them are also for like toddler or kids rooms, totally fine. And some of them are also just like decorative, and you could leave them around your Sim's house. There's also some furniture bits like wardrobes and dresses and stuff that you could put anywhere, but there's definitely some really cute things here. There is one like wall art painting kind of thing that has really cute images on it. I don't know what happened to me when I saw those, but I was like, oh my god, they're so cute. I love them. I'm gonna put them everywhere. So that's what you have to look forward to. I also still don't know with these videos. If you have an opinion, let me know if I should even put numbers on the screen for each of the items, because all of these are like zip files, and then luckily these packs are all come in like separate files as well, so you don't have to get a merged file, you can just get separate ones. So I think maybe it would be helpful to have numbers on the screen so you can see what the item is actually called, because I think sometimes it's not very obvious what it would be called in all of those million files. You know, if you have like in this case 27 files in this pack, you wouldn't necessarily know what is, and if you only want a few items from a pack, I think it could be useful to see the numbers. But I don't know, you let me know if you have a preference on that, because I don't know how to do it. Because it felt a bit ridiculous to show you a pack and then put the numbers in and always put the same link to everything. So maybe I'll just put a link at the top and then do numbers but only tell you what the items are called. I feel like that could make sense, right? In case of the first one though, that the first pack was kind of like a mix. Oh no, the second one was like a mix of two things, because there was like, it's called the Woodland Nursery, Woodland Bedroom, Woodland something set. And there's like two packs in it, and I think in that case it makes sense to give different links, obviously, but not everything is like that. Most things just have like one link. Just, you know, just let me know before we get too far into this. Just let me know. Also, I'm very excited to use these things because nurseries or like any kids room, to be honest, for me is the hardest to furnish in my game. Anyone else? Is it just me? What do you think is like the hardest room to furnish? Because for me it's definitely nurseries. I can't even think about it. See, like, it's not a positive feeling that I associate with it, just because I usually go in there, and definitely prior to growing together, there was like nothing you could put in there because you didn't even have infants, so it was just the tiny babies and they were just in their bassinet, and you're like, okay, I don't need anything else, you know. I'm not like the Sims aren't breastfeeding and need to sit down somewhere. There's no diaper changing that you need a table for, so it was all just kind of pointless. Everything you put in there was kind of like, okay, you know, it's just like an accessory, and it felt really weird. And I might be in the minority here, but I think a lot of the items that we have in game for kids, toddlers, infants, stuff like that aren't that cute. Is it just me? Like, a lot of them have really ugly swatches. I'm sorry, but They do. Like the swatches are so ugly and I don't want to have that in my house. I don't. So I think they're always the hardest ones for me to furnish. And then I also, oh my god, I do this all the time. I build like 2-story houses for my Sims. And then I get to the upstairs and I'm like, first of all, where do I put the stairs? Okay, I think floor plans for me in The Sims are the worst thing when it comes to building. I never have a clue how floor plans work, or how to make them work, what I want, what would be good with the house I have. I always seem to have like way too many bump outs in my house, so there's always like a million bump outs in every room that I have, and like a million weird windows and weird places for the floor plan. It's just a mess. Floor plans in my house is always a mess. I always consider putting a ladder in, and then I'm like, Corey, you have like a 5-bedroom house. Who would have a ladder in a 5-bedroom house? You know, that is just so weird, because stairs are the second issue after floor plans. Where do you put the stairs? They take up so much space, and then a lot of times they cut off weird rooms for me where I'm like, what do you even put here? This makes no sense. Like, what do you put here? What would go there? They block windows. It's just, stairs are so annoying. It's gotten a little bit better, to be fair, since you can turn them, because you can kind of like shove them into a corner a bit more. I usually prefer to just put them right at the entrance, but that doesn't always work, especially because I often have like fairly small houses, and then I need to kind of save up as much space as I can, so I just like cram them into a corner if at all possible. But as soon as I have that figured out, I always move to the upstairs, and I usually have bedrooms upstairs and everything else downstairs. And then I get to the floor planning, and I always, oh my god, I always create the smallest little nurseries and kids rooms you could imagine, because I'm like, this is too big for a 1-bedroom. Okay, so let me make a 2, maybe even a 3. And I think the value of a house is better the more rooms you have. In my mind, that's how it works. You know, in my mind, I'm like, but if you have an extra room, you could have another child, or you could have a hobby room, or whatever. You know, you just have a bonus room. It's great. But then my bedrooms always end up being like 6x2. I think that happens so much. Like, hold on, no, 4x2. A lot of times my kids' rooms are 4x2. Like, that's not even a room. What is that? That's like a tiny little like bathroom or something, but it's not a bedroom, Cora. It's not. And I make excuses that it is. I'm like, no, this is fine. It's a nursery. We have enough space. Like, this is great. I can have an extra child. And then I just end up having the tiniest little kids rooms ever. My Sims kids must hate me, because they always end up with the smallest rooms. And then I also always end up moving all of the hobby items for the children into the living room, because I have no other space for it. Maybe, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should start making basements for that reason. Because basements, you can just come up with a whole new floor plan. It doesn't have to go with a house. It just has to have the stairs down to it, and then you can do whatever you want. So it's easier. Oh my god, my cat is also screaming in the background. I don't actually think you can hear her, but she has been going mental. I just got a delivery. I like tried to record this voiceover before, and then I literally got a delivery halfway through, and I just couldn't get back into it. My brain was just like, nope, this is over. Like, I don't know what to do now. So that happened, and I got like some cat litter, and the delivery guy was actually really nice, because it was very heavy. It was like 17 kilograms, and I was like trying to shove it into the like to the apartment, and he actually like carried it in, which was very nice. I mean, I don't know where he would have carried it to, because he was like, oh, where should I put it? And I was just like, right here, so like right in the entrance. But I guess I could have set it in my bedroom or whatever, and he would have put it there. Just interesting. That was very nice, because they usually just leave them there, and you know, I can't carry that all the way up here, and my cats need cat litter, so it was very nice. He didn't look too winded, luckily. I always feel so bad when they deliver heavy things like that, but I can't, you know, I don't have anyone who's carrying that up for me, so that's the only thing I can do. And that was just weirdly interrupting me. And then the cat, she just thought, like, whenever I get up and do anything, she thinks it's time for food. That's an issue. I think it's also because I don't get up that often. Like, half of the time I get up, it probably is their like breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So she's probably like, oh, there's a big chance it's like she's getting up to feed me. But no, I'm just, you know, getting up to get a delivery. And then I think they can sense when it's stuff for them. I mean, it wasn't food, but it was cat litter. So she was like very interested, and then kept shouting at me because one of the toilets is in the living room, where I have to separate my cats to feed them, because she is way faster, and she will just get all up in his food and eat everything if I would let her. So I closed the door and she's eating in the living room, and one of the litter boxes is there. So I had to like go through there, and when I'm in there, because I'm never in my living room, it's the saddest thing ever. I should really change that because it's so great to have a living room, but I'm never in there. So whenever I walk in there, it's to feed her or do the cat litter. So she was getting really excited, and now she's just been pestering me, you know, like meowing at me the whole time, being like, hello, human. It's also weird because like my sleeping schedule is so all over the place that sometimes I feed them very early in the morning and sometimes pretty late in the morning. So like they're always hungry at different times for dinner. It's very interesting how they do it. And then it's funny because they seem to realize that they get 3 meals a day, and after that they usually leave me alone. Like if I get ready for bed, to be honest, they stand in front of their food bowls and like shouting at me, and I'm like, excuse me, it's like 2 a.m. what do you want? But they don't go on about it like, you know, sitting near my desk or on me or screaming at me when I'm just like doing things, which they do throughout the day when it gets close to their feeding times. But at night after their dinner, they seem to understand that that is the last meal until I get up and get ready for bed, and they're like, oh, she's getting up, this is exciting. Does anyone else's cats do that? Cats are so funny with that. Like, they just annoy you until you just, you know, have to surrender and feed them. Luckily, mine are fine. Like, they get food 3 times a day and they're fine. I know that other cats, like, just don't shut up about being fed. I had a cat before who... It was like the most chill cat when it came to food. He would never overeat. He would, like, I didn't have set meal times for him because he was the type of cat that just, you know, he asked for food when he actually was hungry, and then he only ate as much as he needed. He would never overeat. Like, quite the opposite. Like, sometimes he just took 2 bites and he was like, yeah, I'm done. And that was it. Which... it was weird. It was good because I was home so I could feed him whenever, but I don't know how you would do that if you had 2 cats and one was like that and one would always overeat, because then it would be very hard, I feel like, to feed them. I'm glad that mine are like similar now, that they get their 3 meals and they're doing fine with that, and they don't usually bother me in between. They usually just leave me alone and that's it. And I'm very grateful for that. Okay, I'm very grateful for these 2 cats anyways. They're very stress-free, very happy-go-lucky cats. The first cats in my life ever that I can also take to the vets, and they're very nice at the vets. They don't scratch or bite or hiss or anything. They're just very friendly cats. One of them is shy, but I mean, he doesn't do anything, but whatever. With that said, the video is coming to an end real soon here. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you all next time. Bye!